Good evening, everybody. Well, I am sorry that I have been a little preoccupied, not put up as many videos as I have. I've been working on a lot of projects and doing a lot of research. One of the projects that I've been working on is this spell card project here, which I'm going to explain right now. I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about emoji magic. I was surprised with the comments that I received about it, and I've talked to a lot of people about it, and they're saying that it is possible to be effective. And so I've been always amazed with cards. I have played Yu-Gi-Oh for many years. I have a son, so I have quite a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They have what they call spell cards. And I thought, man, that'd be very nice to be able to put spells on cards, and so you can, save the cards up and put them into your Book of Shadows. And so I expanded on this idea, and I have came up with a concept of spell card sets. Now, the first part would be their size. Now, the standard cards would not work because they're too small. I did find a manufacturer that can make custom-made tarot cards, and so we would use the tarot deck. Now, if you go to the next picture here, you'll see that how they would generally look, all together. First, we got like your elements. Now, there would be 5 elemental cards, for the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Then you'd have your cards to represent the Watchers. People call them by different names. Some people call them the Watchtowers. Some people call them the Guardians. Some people call them Elementals. Whatever you call them, this card will represent the entities that you would call when you are casting your circle. Next up is the God and the Goddess cards that you see here. Now, these would be using a very generic God and Goddess representations. In the set that I am creating, I am planning on making 2 generic Goddess cards and 2 generic God cards. The reason why I'm doing that is because there are so many different beliefs. Some people in spells might call on one single god or goddess, or some people might call on a god or goddess, and I know that there are many people that do a dual goddess rituals. So by having 2 of each, people would have the flexibility to do as they wish with their spells. Now, the next thing is making pre-made spell cards. Now, this is going into sigil magic. As you can see on the top part, there will be a pre-made sigil. This is just a generic image that I placed. Then underneath it, you would have what the spell is named, and the incantation, the words that you would say to perform the spell. Now, on all the previous cards, the background was going to be black. This is not going to be artistic. It's black because it's supposed to be neutral. But that's different on the spell cards, because as you can see on this one, it has the red trim. The back and the edging on the front would be red, because this is a love spell. This is an emotion spell, a passion spell. So that's the color of red. If you were to do a prosperity spell, the back and the edging would be green, and such and so forth for all other types of spells. The next classification is for cards is the blanks card. Now, in my concept, I would be including 5 of each color type blank cards in the set. so that you can create your own sigils and your own incantations, um, as you need them. As you can see, this is a red one. Again, this was from the base from the love spell, but the top part would be used to create your sigil, and then the bottom part would be aligned so you can write in your incantation. So that's the basic outline on the cards used. Next is, how would you do this? Well, it's just like doing a regular ritual. First thing you do is set out your 4 elemental cards, as I got on this diagram here. Now, not all the cards, none of the cards have been designed. I've been just trying to work this out in my head. So that's why they all look the same, because they actually at this current time are the same. So you put down your 4 element cards, and for those of you that believe in using the 5 elements, because like I said, there'd be 5 cards, you would place the 5th one, the spirit elemental, in the center. Okay? Then you would put in your salt circle. That's part of casting a circle. You could start from the east or the north side and sprinkle the salt to create a circle. Very simple. Next part is that you would be placing your guardians of the watchtower, your watchers, your elementals, like I said, however you want to classify them, in their specific sides. East, of course, is air, so such and so forth. Then once you get your corners called, you can start your basic ritual. Since you will be summoning a god, goddess, or combination, you would place your cards, in the center. This would be right above the spirit elemental card if you use them. And you would call upon them. You can have some libations right next to them. You can have candles right next to these cards. You can have your altar, the floor, the table, however you're doing this, decorated however you want. So then you would have your God's cast, and then you go to the last step, which is taking your spell card. And you'd be placing this at the foot of the 2 or 1 God cards that you'd have out there. You would not put this on top of them, because you're asking for the gods to come down and assist you, so you do not want to put anything on top of the cards, but right below them, so that they are connected with them. So then you got your spell card cast. You have read your incantation. You would put a tea-light candle in a votive holder, and you would put that lit candle on top of your spell card, and you would then meditate for, I would say, 15 minutes to focus, shape, and send out your energy, and then you would reverse the pattern as you close the circle. So that is my concept, and I would love to hear everybody's feedback on this. So everybody take care, be at peace.